the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 and the Z Fold 8 Ultra. Now, you might be wondering, what's with these names? Well, apparently, according to Ice Universe, what Samsung is going to be doing is that we're going to have a successor to the Z Fold 7, which we would assume would have been called the Z Fold 8, right? But Samsung is also now releasing what up until now we've been referring to as the Z Fold 8 Wide. So this is a wider version, which is more like what we are rumored to see from the iPhone Ultra. So more of like a passport style device. But then there's a bit of a confusion with the naming because, you know, Z Fold 8, Z Fold 8 Wide, and then the iPhone is going to be called the Ultra. So Samsung have decided to call the successor to the Z Fold 7 the Z Fold 8 Ultra, according to Ice Universe, right? And the wider version, which is going to compete with the iPhone Ultra, is apparently just going to be called the Z Fold 8. Now, firstly, very confusing. I can kind of see the kind of thinking behind it. Obviously, this may still change, but to me, it seems like, okay, you've got two Z Fold 8 devices. Wait a minute. Apple is going to call their device potentially Ultra, right? So we need to also match that, because if ours is not called the Ultra, people may assume that it's not as good. But then it's like, if they call the wide version Ultra, then that's the one with the two cameras. So then how is that the Ultra version when the other one is the regular version? So I think they've kind of in a bit of a dilemma and just ended up going with the Ultra, which is going to be the device with the three cameras and the overall better device in terms of specs. And then the wide version, which is essentially a competitor to the iPhone Ultra, just calling that the Fold 8. That's what it seems like to me. What about you?
I think it's genius. There's no confusion there. Let's just be clear. Just because Apple calls it an Ultra doesn't mean it's an Ultra. Just remember that. We know for standard fact, in today's smartphone world, 3-camera system gets you at least to that Ultra or Pro Max stage, right?
Okay.
That is a standard clear thing that Apple, Samsung have cemented. So coming with 2 cameras does not get you there. Don't care what it is. And Samsung logically went, hey, look, we're following the pattern that most people know. This is a regular fold. Even though it's a different dimension, kind of like the regular Galaxy S26 versus the Ultra, which is also a different size dimension as well. So they're going, you want the best camera, you want the best of a standard fold, maybe with an S Pen or something like that, then you're getting the Ultra. If you just want a fold, then you can get the regular fold, and that's it. And Apple's naming structure shouldn't come in. And I get that because we think that way, but I do appreciate them going with just a cleaner. It's better than going wide or regular. You know what I mean? Like if you said Galaxy Z Fold wide versus Galaxy Z Fold, regular or slim or whatever you want to call it.
I get that. The only thing I would say is it's very reactive, right? If this is the case, again, things could change, but if this is the case and this is the naming, then it's very much reactive, because until the seventh...
I disagree, because...
Seven generations they've had the same.
I know, I disagree it's reactive, because the truth of the matter is the Apple device has not come out. Again, even though we're dealing with rumors, right? Samsung's still going to launch first. So you cannot technically call it reactive. You can call it...
I will call it that.
You have to call it a change because they're introducing a new device. So you do have to restructure the naming. Either way.
But then on that basis, the S25 Edge, right, which we know was reactive to the rumors of the iPhone Air, right, that would also not be considered reactive when it was very clearly reactive, because we know things on the rumor mill. We know things do leak, and this is the thing, because if you've not changed it for 7 generations, and the year that Apple release an Ultra device, you go ahead and change your naming, that's reactive.
No, but here the thing again, you introduce a new product in your line, so you do have to restructure the naming to fit. What I will call reactive is let's call the Surface Laptop Ultra. That's reactive. That's come out after the MacBook Pro has come out with all its stuff. So that is what you call reactive. That is a true reactive scenario. But I get it. We know
Uh,
I know I'm playing devil's advocate here. I get the whole idea, but I
re-
I still think it's a very clean. It's a cleaner approach to go this way. But also for at least for the Samsung fans can clearly
Oh.
go, hey, look, your device is not ultra. Like, we've got the whether Apple has like a no crease, Samsung was going to try and come with the same thing. So they
Mm,
can go bat to bat and say, hey, look, all the specs you're looking at, we have. But if you really
mm.
want the best, you got to go with the ultra, and that's just pretty much it.
Fair enough. I mean, anyone likes to disagree with me just for the sake of it.
I mean, you got to keep the podcast interesting, right?
I know, but that's what we're thinking of the naming. That's what's currently the rumors of the naming. The release date is also being rumored to be the 22nd of July in London. So this is according to Korea Economic TV, and then it's been shared by quite a few different news sources. So it looks like it's going to be just around about a month away. So, and it should be in London, hopefully, which will be good.
Yeah, that
Um,
that should be good.
and that's the date. So it's coming very close. We are seeing more and more leaks now. Some of the more interesting ones, we've started seeing dummies. So Sonny Dixon got a hold of a few dummies and has posted some videos on X. So this kind of shows the form factor. So you can see that what the size, it does look like a bit of a passport size device for the Z Fold 8, should we say. Dual cameras on the back. And then we've also got some leaked screen protectors from Ice Universe, and these kind of show the different sizes. So you've got the Z Flip 8, the Z Fold 8, as well as the Z Fold 8 Ultra. So you'll see the different form factors there. So looks like we're going to have a nice lineup. In terms of what we've already kind of seen, we've already heard that there's going to be minimal crease, almost non-visible, like we've got on the Oppo Find N6. With so many names, it gets quite confusing. Some people have been saying that the Z Fold 8 Ultra might be slightly thicker, and that's potentially for an S Pen slots. But I don't think that's going to be happening. Other people are saying that it's still going to carry on getting a little bit slimmer. Will they be having a separate S Pen and having that support? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think there is no need to put an S Pen in there, especially looking at what Oppo did with the way they fixed their pen to the case. It was very slim. The profile was nice. And I think a lot of people were really happy with it. I think what most people are more concerned about is if you include a pen, an S Pen, can you use it on the front cover display and the internal display? That's the more important thing with the S Pen inclusion. I think most people will care about is that can I use it on all my screens? Because if it's just one display, please keep it away. Just don't
Well, this
include
is
it.
the thing. The competition, like, fair enough. I think, as far as I understand, the way this works is that with Samsung, they have a proper digitizer. They work with Wacom, and then you have you know, you have a more advanced pen system, shall we say, right? And
Yeah.
this is why, including it on both the cover display and the main display can be technically challenging and can also make the device thicker. What others like Honor and Oppo have done is they've gone a different approach where then I don't know if they necessarily have a digitizer, but they've still managed to do pressure
There
levels
is no
and they've still
digitizer for Oppo.
so there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. So like, are Samsung kind of going too far? It's like, okay, fair enough. You got a digitizer in the S26 Ultra. That's with the S Pen. But I would rather have S Pen support on both screens, have Bluetooth, etc., like the Find N6 has, and not have a digitizer, than have, not have one at all, basically. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? With the excuse that there is no space for a digitizer. So let's see. We've not seen anything solid for that as yet, so we may or may not see it. One thing that we do have from Ice Universe as well is that the Fold 8 Ultra will still weigh around 215 grams, so about the same as the Z Fold 7. However, the battery capacity is going to be increasing finally to 5,000 milliamps. So that's from 4,400, and charging speed is also going to be upgraded to 45 watts. So This is something we've been asking for a long time. Yes, the battery is not going to be as large as silicon carbon that we've got on other devices, but that is quite an increase. And the first increase we've seen since what, the Z Fold 1, is it really? It's been the same, hasn't it, since the
Uh,
Fold 1?
I thought they did a minor increase, right? Wasn't it 4,000 and then it moved to 4,400?
I will find out. It was
I mean, I
4,380. So it was it was a 20 milliamp hour increase since the Fold 1. Yeah.
okay. All right. I
So,
mean, 5,000 milliamps would be nice, but I mean, I've come to realize that I live in a day and age where I can have 9,000 or at least 6,000 milliamps, in there. So it's a nice inclusion, but I'd still love to see more from Samsung.
well, this is the thing. I think it's definitely a much needed upgrade that we've been talking about and wanting for a long time, and it will be nice to have that upgrade. Another upgrade which we are likely to see is that we're still going to get the 200 megapixel main camera, but there should be an upgraded 50 megapixel camera, which will be quite a jump from the 12 megapixel ultra wide camera that we've got. The 10 megapixel telephoto camera, it seems like it's going to stay the same. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting a telephoto camera, a telephoto periscope camera. The Z Fold 8, which is the regular one, is rumored to have a dual 50 megapixel camera setup. So a 50 megapixel main sensor and a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So pretty standard on that side. And we are also, according to Sam Mobile, that we should be getting a 4,800 milliamp hour battery for the Z Fold 8. So this is the wider version, which would still be respectable with 85 watts of wide charging. So that should be pretty decent. Pricing is still up in the air. Looks like the wider version, the Fold 8, might be slightly less. So maybe around the $1,900 mark. I mean, the Ultra understandably would be the more expensive device, shall we say. So that's going to be around $2,000, but the wide might be maybe 100 or a little bit more less than the Fold 8 Ultra.
Hmm. I mean, I would love to see the Y be less than 1,900. You know, Samsung. If you can give those a 1,500, I think you sell a ton. That's just me.
I think 1,800 is my prediction would be about $1,800
Yeah.
because it makes it a little bit less. It's like, look, $200 less. You're getting a less. You're getting one less camera. It's also going to be competitive compared to the iPhone Ultra. You're still getting the almost creaseless display. You're still getting a decent sized battery, which will likely be bigger compared to the iPhone Ultra. So I think we're overall it's shaping up to be a pretty compelling package, I would say. And 22nd of July is the date you need to put into your diaries. I might do a full leaks and rumors roundup on my channel. Let me know if you guys are interested to see that. So I'll do a full breakdown like I normally do, SuperSaf style. So you can watch out for that. But that's currently what we have for the Z Fold 8 and the Z Fold 8 Ultra. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to hear the full podcast episode, then that will be linked down below. And if you want to see more clips like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss them.